Hey guys, me here, and today we're gonna do another painting. We're gonna go with a nice slate gray background here. Maybe we'll turn it down just a little bit, make it a touch darker. That's nice. And I haven't really decided what I'm going to do yet, which, some people might say isn't terribly wise, but it's okay with me if that's the case. I think what I'm gonna do is, gotta decide where I want my light source to be, and I'm gonna just take default yellow. It's a really nice, pleasant color. And I'm gonna stick in a bit of light right here. Yeah, there we go, a nice bare bulb. And maybe we'll take some of the white default gray and extend it upward to the ceiling. And now we're gonna use a technique that I learned from possibly the best pixel artist on the surface of this planet. We're gonna kind of use an off gray for the aura around this, because unlike with the oils, where you can kind of get away with blending in with the background, you actually kind of have to choose the color that's already in the background. So we'll just do a nice little bit of an aura there. It's a bit weaker on this side because of, how the tungsten is on the inside of this poor little incandescent bulb, swinging back and forth wildly, because it's just a bulb on a little piece of wire here. And why don't we add in some bars here? We'll take the darker gray and just gonna put some little bars right here, fairly evenly separated, although this one's a bit closer because they just didn't quite put it in right. Some of these concrete work was a bit off. Of course, the edging around it is a much darker, more solid looking concrete. It started to fall apart kind of at the bottom. It's just a little rusted and crappy. Somebody could really have taken better care of this, but maybe that's not quite the color we want. Why don't we bump its darkness down and add about 12 green and 14 blue to it? Yeah, that's a little better. Maybe here we've got the rust at the bottom. That's good. Then we'll take this light blue here, use the fill tool. It's a nice sunny day out there. Maybe we can see a touch of a cloud through the window. Just a little touch though, it's not really coming through for us today. And off in the way deep distance, there's a tiny little, oh boy, let's pick this color, lighten it up, change its green to 246. Just a little bird out there, soaring along, hoping to find the ancestral egg-laying grounds, where once it laid eggs. And then, of course, I'm going to go over here with a much darker color. Bump the green up to 121. We'll make the blue kind of a 43, and the red has to go down to 121. Just kind of a nice color here for all the piping. It's going to have to come up and run around the ceiling, where there would be a shower head, of course. If we extend it upwards, we'd be able to see that, but really can't. So more of it goes over here so that there's some hot water. It's a little valve kind of connecting off here. Right now it's closed because, of course, you don't want the hot water going through. You want the cold water. because they do actually charge you for, well, pretty much everything they possibly can. We'll just have these pipes kind of lazing around here. They're pretty relaxed, these pipes. They weren't really designed with any sort of, well, to call them designed would be a little ridiculous. We're pretty sure this building just grew here. And we'll put another valve over here, off to the side of this. It should be open though. This valve is open so that the water is flowing through. Right here we're going to draw a nice little sink. Let's just take this light gray color and bump the red down to 211, and the blue as well. We'll just make a nice little sort of pedestal sink here. We'll take this, what that is, you know, maybe we should just give up on the sink idea. We don't really know what we're doing there. So let's have a nice little flower here, kind of growing. We'll give it some nice little stamen coming out there. It's growing through the pipes because, of course, down here, our little snow blanket of snow, because that's what it is. I had it wrong. I thought it was going to be a sink, but it's clearly snow. It's just kind of lazing about, having a happy time. Not too happy, but happy enough. You know, it's pleased with where it is at this point in its life, and it acknowledges that it could have done maybe a little better, but it doesn't think that it did that much worse. I mean, there's plenty of people out there who've done far worse than it has, and, you know, it's just super glad that it didn't turn out to be one of those people. Oops, got that backwards. There we go. Just take this color again and pencil in kind of where we want this line to be. Why don't we take and stick some little disorientations here. This is a little rock poking up through the snow here. It's nice. Everybody agrees. Except for Steve, and, you know, Steve's probably right. But, you know, he's always such a downer, so we usually just kind of leave Steve to be. It's not that we don't like Steve. It's just that every time Steve speaks, he has to say something that, you know, implies his just superiority to all other living things. And it's starting to get on the rest of the team's nerves. That's okay. Steve's a great guy. He's just, you know, a little obnoxious. Right here, the pile of snow is a little higher. Because, of the rock, right? The rock underneath the snow is making it higher, so it's a bit closer to our light source. And of course, we'll just kind of round it out, change its shape, try and smooth things so that it looks a bit more proper. There we go. And then kind of have a bit of a space over here. Why don't we Why don't we put in, oh, I don't know. We'll take this little brass pipe color, extend it upwards, and have it connect to something. Maybe it's just a little gray monitor. It's a bit of an odd shape, but given that this building grew here, we probably shouldn't be surprised about that. And maybe we'll stick in some little braids of grass on the screen, showing a nice little scene that you wish you could see through the window, instead of just a piece of sky. Of course, you know, it's one of your favorite flowers that's on the telly today, because it's on the Flower Channel. Today you've got this nice blue-green, what's it called? You can never really remember the name anymore. You know, if you saw it, like in real life, you'd be all jumping up and down and screeching its name, but it's so hard to get excited about a picture on a screen, especially in a place like this. But you can always hope and dream. One day, you think, one day they'll let you out. Surely, whoever they happen to be. And of course, there's another valve connected to the television, and this one is open as well, so that it can get its nice supply of bioelectric fluids. Maybe that's a bit of the wrong color. Why don't we go for something a lot more pale? There we go. That's nice. And why don't we stick on a couple of these nice rusty knobs here? Yeah, you're not really sure what they do. They don't seem to change anything in relation to the screen, but you've messed with them quite a bit. You just really wish that your room wasn't waist high with snow today. It's okay, it'll get better. You always tell yourself that. Because even if it's not true, it's just nice to hear somebody say it. How are we trying to do this? Because we want that one to be that color. Oh boy. No, we're fiddling it to death. You're right, Bob, you're right. Let's just add in a couple of lines of action here. Really show the way the snow is waving and bumping along its path. Maybe we take some of this color here and put some nice waves in that. There we go. Maybe this area right here is kind of that color. It's sunk down for whatever reason. Very nice, and you know, I think we can put something right here. Maybe a central cluster of these pipes, just kind of spiraling around, connecting out like spokes to areas that you can't see right now. You know what? I want this to be that color too. That's much better. bioelectric fluids are fantastic. If you've never had to use any, I would strongly recommend that you do. It's kind of hard to tell whether this valve's closed or not. And you've twisted and pulled on it. Can't quite reach this one though. If you had furniture, you'd be able to climb up there, of course. But everything in here is too narrow. You don't want to risk pulling this piping out. Never really get it back up there, would you? Maybe one more. This one's open. And with that, I think we're done. All we've got to do is, give it a nice name. Why don't we call this one Rhomme? Okay. There we go, that's Rhomme. Best drawing I've made, I think, all year. Goodbye.